Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, December 19th, the 353rd. Wow, day of the year. Only 12 days left in 2023. And welcome to another edition of Tuesdays with Thom. Well, it's the holiday season, time of the year when we hope to get some gift, whether that's a tangible gift or a gift such as the gift of wisdom or the gift of love. It's also the time when we can turn that giving thing around and give it to someone else, particularly someone you may not even know. Help someone else to have a happy holiday season who might not otherwise have a happy holiday season. What a thought. Imagine gifting something to someone or somebody that you don't know. That can be very gratifying. It can be as gratifying or even more so as receiving a gift yourself. So let's relax. The pursuit of money and achievement and looking for what's next will still be around after the holidays. So take it easy for a few days. It could be good for you. Our G-list guest today is Mr. Ho, Ho, Ho himself. Santa Nathaniel Rutledge is in the studio. Yes, but this morning, no. He told us where he landed, but he made us promise not to tell anybody because he didn't want to be swamped with autograph seekers and so on and so forth. So Santa, we're going to keep that a secret as to where you landed. We always look forward to Santa being with us. Our show today, of course, is sponsored by the Best Girl Consulting Firm. So let's hear from Best Girl.
Best Girl is a consulting firm that provides customized leadership, access and inclusion, public relations, communications, and organizational consulting services. Clients include Fortune 500 companies, utilities, higher education institutions, small businesses, and associations. Best Girl's team of consultants, led by Joyce Gilly-Gossam, Emily Hedrick, and Sean Jones, partners with business and education clients to promote organizational effectiveness, communication, motivation, and leadership, with always an impact on the bottom line. Best Girl's customized consulting services include strategic planning, corporate communication, executive coaching, fundraising, and economic development.
Best Girl customizes the solution that fits your needs. So let's get to our roundtable regulars, Barbara Wallace Edwards and Michael Walker. Good morning, Barbara Wallace Edwards. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Thom. I'm doing well, thank you.
So what's happening in your world?
I'm checking in from the Big Easy this morning. Yes, I don't know if you remember, but my brother and sister and I do a sibling trip every holiday. My brother, as part of our Christmas gifts, he takes us on a trip. And so we're now sitting in New Orleans and taking it in for the next probably 4 or 5 days. We've been here for a couple of days already and doing a lot of sightseeing, some shopping, checking out a Pelicans game tonight and a concert. So we got a lot on our plate, but it's been a fun trip so far. Yes.
Good deal. Last time I was down there working, when we were working on Queen and Slim, I went to a Pelicans game and had a good time. Enjoyed it. You know, those guys are so big. I mean, when you're sitting that close to them, you're like, God, these are some big human beings. You know?
We're looking forward to the games tonight, so I'm certainly looking forward.
Who are they playing?
Memphis, the Grizzlies.
Oh, is the guy back yet from Memphis? Yes. The guy who was suspended for 25 games, the young man, I can't think of his name, but I wonder if he's back yet. It should be close to when he
I'll report next week and let you know.
Yeah, sounds good. Good morning, Michael Walker.
Good morning, TG. Good morning, Barbara.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. The young man you're talking about is Ja Morant, and he has.
Yes.
Yes.
Is he back?
Yes, he is back.
Oh, good. Good. I get a chance to see him tonight. Wonderful.
Yes.
He's back, and Draymond Green is suspended now for clubbing somebody. I don't know what Draymond's problem is, but I think he better figure it out.
Hasn't he? Is this the second suspension?
It's the third this year, I think.
Third, okay.
Well, he got suspended that one year they had a chance to win the championship. I think they were playing LeBron's team. I think that's when LeBron was with Cleveland, and he hit somebody or something. I don't know.
He hit somebody in the groin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Everybody says he needs some help, so maybe he does. Who knows?
Well, some of the players say he only pick on people that won't fight back. So.
Oh, okay.
Selective, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you want to win a fight, you got to pick it with somebody you can beat.
Well, at least you think you can beat.
Right.
So what's happening in your world, Michael?
Well, Thom, it brings me much joy to say this to you. You always say that Alabama is last in everything, and thank God for Mississippi. But I submit to you today that Alabama was the first state in the U.S. to recognize Christmas as an official holiday. The tradition began in 1836.
Okay, great.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes, and it was followed by Louisiana and Arkansas in 1838.
Okay.
So just imagine that.
Yeah.
And keeping in the Christmas spirit of things, there's a couple things out here that you may not know. And one that I found particularly interesting, the first song ever played in outer space. Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells.
Okay.
Jingle Bells. It was played on December the 16th, 1965 by the crew of NASA Gemini 68. They were in a space flight and they got in the Christmas spirit and they played Jingle Bells. So unless there were some aliens out there that was jamming, that was the first song.
That's great. That's good. That's great. Okay. So what else you guys got this morning, Barbara?
I've got some Christmas trivia for you guys if you're interested.
Okay.
The first question I have is the movie Miracle on 34th Street is based on a real life department store. What department store would that be?
I'm sorry, Barbara. I was reading something. Say it again.
I said the movie Miracle on 34th Street is based on a real life department store. What is the name of that department store?
Macy's.
Macy's, absolutely. That's good. Good. What are the two most popular names for Santa Claus besides Santa Claus?
Saint Nick.
Yes.
And Saint Nick's the only one I can think of right offhand.
Michael?
I don't know. You may have to help us on the second one.
Yeah.
Kris Kringle.
Yeah, that's right.
Kris Kringle.
Kris Kringle.
Yes.
That's right. Yes.
Okay. Well, you got another one?
I do. I've got tons of them. You want me to keep going?
Oh, okay.
What do people traditionally put at the top of a Christmas tree?
Ornament. An angel.
An angel. And a star as well. They're both equally as popular. So, yes, that's good. Good. You guys are really good. And one more before we go on something else. In the movie Home Alone, where are the McAllisters, the family, going on vacation when they leave Kevin behind?
Paris.
Paris, yes. I knew you would know that one. Very good.
We watched It Happened on Fifth Avenue the other night. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but it's great. It's funny. Those guys, he's a hobo.
Okay.
They called them hobos back then. Now they call them whatever,
Right.
And so this guy, he's found this home of these rich people on Fifth Avenue, but they leave during the Christmas season and they have a home down in Virginia, Carolina, somewhere, and they go to that. And when they go to that home, he moves into their other home. He's found a way to get in, and he lives in their other home until they come back.
Until they come back.
2 days before they come back, he moves out, and then he moves to the house that they're moving out of down in Virginia or wherever. And in this story, he ends up inviting these other people to come move in with him because they're desperate. They don't have anywhere to go. And one of them is the daughter of the people who actually own the home, but she doesn't tell them that she's the daughter. And this guy is so funny. She goes up and put on a coat out of the closet, out of her closet in her room, and the guy makes her take it off. You can't wear that. That's somebody else's clothes. And he is the person who runs everything in his house. It's really a funny movie. It's great. Oh. It's fun. Michael, what else you got, man?
Well, let me ask you guys, since Barbara asked about what goes on the top of a Christmas tree, and I know that's a part of Christmas celebration is having a tree. Did you guys grow up with a real Christmas tree or an artificial Christmas tree?
We grew up with both. My mom would change it out. So we've had some of the tinsel, the silver trees with the color wheel. We've had that one before. We've had real Christmas trees, but I think the latter years my mom went with the artificial trees rather than the real one because of all of the needles and stuff getting in the carpet, and so we've had both though. But once the artificial trees became popular. Go ahead, Tom.
No, I just said we pretty much had real trees.
Okay.
At a time when I was little, we'd go out, pick one. We'd go to Willie Brown's. Willie Brown had a coal yard, and we had a lot of Christmas trees there at Christmas season. We'd pick a tree out and bring it home, and we had one of those little stands that you put it in and screw the screws around it and make it tight so it'll stand up on its own. And,
did you pour water in the bottom of it to keep it
moist? Put water in the
Mm-hmm.
bottom of it to keep the needles from falling off so fast.
Right.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's interesting. I grew up with a artificial Christmas tree, but because my grandmother didn't want all the stuff in the carpet on the living room floor and stuff, so we had to have an artificial tree. But it used to be that artificial Christmas trees were made of duck feathers, and they were dyed green to mimic evergreens.
Wow.
The goose feathers. Yes. And they were first displayed around 1865 in Germany, utilizing goose feathers to make an artificial Christmas tree, and they would dye them green. Can you imagine that? Who thought of that?
Did not know that. But I was talking about the silver trees, the silver tinsel trees that we used to have. My sister and I were talking about that the other day. I'm sure my mom got rid of ours as they went out of style, but now those trees are going for like $500 a piece, the old trees, and we wish we kept ours because that and the color wheels. I don't remember those color wheels
the color
around. Yes. Well, those things are going for like $400, $500 a piece as well. And that's just one of the things that's come back in style now. But I'm sure Mom got rid of hers, and we have no idea where it would be, even if it was still around. But those things are just really popular again.
Yeah. Can you imagine the geese in Germany? They were all running around bald around that time. Once a year, they were caught and shaven bald, and all the geese were bald.
We have a neighborhood where these people, they go all out decorating their homes, lights and all kinds. And there are several of them. You can tune to a certain radio station, and the lights are in sync with the music. Yeah, and so the lights are blinking when the music basically blinks or whatever. I don't know the term, but it's really fun. And you go, and man, there's traffic to look to see how these houses are decorated every Christmas.
Yeah, it's always beautiful to watch the Christmas decoration. I remember as a kid, my grandparents used to drive us around Auburn, and we just go around looking at everybody's decoration. But it's interesting. Did you know this? That holiday decorating sends 14,700 people to the ER each holiday season.
Wow.
What?
Decorating, you mean?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. The U.S. Consumer
In
Product Safety
balls?
Commission reports that emergency rooms treat approximately 14,700 holiday decorating related injuries a day. That's an average of 240 injuries per day, 14,700 a year.
What are they doing? Falling off the ladder?
Wow. That's what I was
I
like.
guess so.
Which I don't get up on anymore.
Me either.
Yeah. Well, here in the area that I live in, Atlanta, and probably a lot of other people have made a business out of decorating. So
Yes.
Yeah.
a lot of people that live, up here, they go and buy all this decoration, and then they pay somebody to come out and put them up every year for them and
Yeah.
stuff, and have the house all decked out and everything.
And Michael, I heard that the going rate for decorating the outside, like putting lights around the house, it's like $3,000
Yes, it's quite
per
expensive.
season. That's ridiculous.
Plus the fact you have to buy all the lights first, because it's kind of like a
Right.
design. They design where the lights are going to go and all of this stuff.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
to purchase the lights that cost several thousands of dollars.
Right.
And then they come out and they put them up every year, and I guess they store them for you and what have you. That's quite expensive. But when you get into these neighborhoods where everybody's competing, like that, keeping up with the Joneses, they're all trying to show out for the holiday season.
Wow.
And
We got-
it's so interesting, so many different things that take place. There is the largest floating metal Christmas tree in Brazil. It stands at 278 feet, 10 inches tall, and it has almost 3 million lights.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it floats on the water in Brazil, and it's brought out each year during Christmas, part of Rio de Janeiro's Rodrigo de Feitas Lagoon. I guess that's how they celebrate it.
Talking about growing up in Christmas, man, I don't know, I was going to say everybody, but a whole lot of people in Birmingham, where I grew up, would go downtown, and in Loveman's department store window, they would have these, what do you call us? These moving characters.
Right.
That snow scene, and the characters would be moving through the snow or whatever in both Bizets and Loveman's. And I mean, you
Yes.
could go down and drive through there, and it was great. It was fun, especially when you were little. I mean, it was the prelude to Santa Claus. Santa
Yes.
wasn't coming yet, but you could go and watch all these others, and they'd have the elves creating things and so on and so forth. So it was great. It was fun. We enjoyed it.
Yes.
Let's see.
When I
Anything
first
else?
moved I was
Go
just
ahead.
saying, when I first moved to Birmingham, Tom, I remember Pizzitz having breakfast with Santa on a Saturday morning, and how crowded downtown would be, and everyone coming down to see the decorations in the windows of the stores. That was fascinating to me, coming from Mobile, and then of course moving from Auburn to Birmingham. That was big city stuff. So yeah, that was cool back then.
I would say that my memory as a child was when I was always taken to see Santa, and I sit on Santa's lap and tell him what I want for Christmas. And in the back of my mind, I was wondering, how are you going to deliver all these gifts to everybody? And number two, how are you going to get what I want? Just even though I tell you, how are you going to get it? And how are you going to get in the house? But I wouldn't ask anybody. I just said that to myself, as Richard Pryor used to say.
Right.
Well, my aunt lived down the street. Well, it was down the street, but down the street around the corner from us or whatever. And so one year, boy, we were little, and we wouldn't go to sleep for nothing. We would just wait, and we would wait. So my mom took us down to our aunt's house, and we stayed down there. And then when we went back home, Santa Claus had come, but my dad didn't go. And that's when I figured it out. I said, "Now, how Santa Claus know we were gone?" I started asking questions, and you know how when you ask the question for so long, your parents are like, "Okay, just leave it alone now, just hush."
Right,
You know,
right,
It's like,
right.
okay, I got it.
See, the difference between you and I, Tom, I thought it. I wouldn't ask. You went ahead and asked.
I did. And then you ask so many questions until they finally say, "Look, okay, no more. That's it. I told you the answer, and that's it." It's like,
That's
okay,
it.
okay.
Uh,
My dad never got mad, but when he got mad, you shut up. Then it's like, okay, Dad, you the boss. So I want to say good morning and Merry Christmas to Antley. Antley says he wants the Carolina Panthers and South Carolina to have good seasons. Well, Carolina Panthers are about done, and they're pretty horrible. And hopefully South Carolina will do better next year, Antley. And I want to say good morning to Anthony Tedeschi. I want to say good morning to Pat Addington, Lori Wallace. Let's see who else is on here. Best Girl and many, many others. So thank you guys for being with us this morning. We appreciate it. And looking forward to a good Christmas and a good New Year. So anything else from you guys? Barbara, Michael?
Well, one thing, Tom, I have to kind of maybe challenge you on the Panthers being horrible because they beat the Falcons this weekend.
Well,
right.
are the Falcons any good?
I thought they were.
Evidently not.
And it was a very low scoring game, like 9-7.
Yes. The Falcons scored 1 touchdown, and the Panthers had 3 field goals, and they beat the Falcons.
Wow.
9-7.
Well, I saw that they're starting to give the little quarterback from Alabama, they're starting to give him a hard time because they made the mistake of drafting him number 1 and overall. And, he's playing to the best of his ability. But, Carolina hadn't had an offensive line in so long. Well, you can't block, man. I don't care who's the quarterback.
Well, they made the mistake of thinking that he could do all these things he did at Alabama, but he doesn't have that protection he had at Alabama. And, just think about it. They got Cam killed up there because he was so big, they figured he didn't have to have blocking and stuff. Yeah. So they went on to cheat with offensive linemen and stuff.
Right.
And I think that helped contribute to his demise in any way. And now you got somebody that's 5'10", they say he's a $190, doesn't look it, and he's back there playing quarterback. So,
well, I saw where now you're talking about Alabama quarterbacks. I saw where Milroe graduated, and I guess he has another year to play.
Yes.
Well, good for him, but he said he's coming back.
Yeah.
He's coming back.
And I see where Robbie Ashford put himself into the
transfer portal.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Well, he probably needed to do that because he didn't get a fair shake, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And
when you say you got two guys competing, and one of them never gets to play, that's a heck of a competition.
There is no competition there.
I'm going to go back to my day, but then coaches would always say, "Well, he's got a bad attitude." Well, what do you expect? He doesn't play. You want him to have a good attitude about not playing? Oh, I'm so happy. I ain't playing. I'm happy as hell. Sometimes coaches don't make a whole lot of sense. Now, I'm not saying this is what happens at Auburn, but I wouldn't be surprised if the kid wasn't upset about the way the competition went. Let me put it that way.
Right.
Well, first of all, if you're an athlete, you have a competitive fire in you. And so you want to have the opportunity to compete. So, and if you don't, then that fuels up the other competitive side of you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you go from red zone rabbit to not playing at all.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I'm sure there's more to it than I can see because I'm not involved, and but I don't know.
Well, one thing for sure, Auburn is not getting a new quarterback for Christmas.
Yeah, they got who they want. I think he has who he wants, and so we'll see.
Yeah.
When does Auburn play?
December the 30th.
Okay.
Yeah. Play Maryland, right?
They play Maryland and Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt Stadium. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hopefully that'll go well. Okay, you guys got anything else? I'm going to move us along. All right, well, let's go to Sean. She's got a minute for us. Sean?
Good morning to everyone joining in with us. My name is Shantia Jones, and this is Got a Minute. Christmas is Monday. The weather outside isn't frightful. There's no fireplace to be delightful. We can go wherever we want to go because in South Florida, we don't get any snow. You see what I did there? Now, during this holiday season, I have been able to watch A Christmas Carol, the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, an elderly miser who is visited by the ghost of his former business partner, Jacob Marley, and the spirits of Christmas past, present, and yet to come. After their visits, Scrooge is transformed into a kinder, gentler man. Written by Charles Dickens, this famous novella, we are presented with the ideas of greed, forgiveness, and tricky concepts of time, as well as themes of generosity and compassion. Best wishes to everyone this holiday season. And remember, be kind and rewind. Thank you all for joining in. My name is Shantia Jones, and this has Got a Minute.
All right, thank you, Sean. Yeah, I played Scrooge in one of those Christmas Carol plays. And, it was a lot of fun. He was one of those characters that was fun to play because he was redeemable at the end. So, well, let's move on. Hollywood has the A list, and here on Tuesdays with Thom, we have the G list. And today, our G list guest is Santa himself, Nathaniel Rutledge. Good morning, Santa Claus. How are you?
Oh, good morning, Thom. How's everybody today?
So you flew in this morning, Santa. How the reindeer doing?
Oh, the reindeer are doing awesome. They're all out back feeding in the trough, getting ready to go on and go to everybody's house and be there right on time for Christmas.
Well, now I want you to know, just because we're adults, we still want Santa Claus to come to our house now.
Oh yeah, yes, we'll be at every home. Santa doesn't pass up on any of our kids. We just want to make sure that you're as good as you're supposed to be, that you're doing what's right and treating other people kind, and Santa will make a stop by your house. And even if you're not kind, still gonna stop by. You just might get a lump of coal.
Let me go to Barbara Wallace Edwards. Barbara.
Good morning, Santa. How are you this morning?
Oh, beautiful Barbara, all is well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you. Santa, I want to know, we hear all these things about, the reason for the season. Okay, I'm going to come right directly to you. What is the real reason for the Christmas season, Santa Claus?
The absolute real reason for Christmas is in the name Christmas, and that is Christ. We believe in a Savior who has come, who's a gift to the world, who gives everybody an opportunity to be redeemed, as Thom said about Ebenezer Scrooge. He's the person who comes no matter how many faults we have and what we've done wrong. There is an opportunity for you to be saved.
Thank you, Santa.
All right. Good deal. Michael?
Well, Santa, I've always been an inquisitive child, and you say the reindeer are out back feeding at the trough. I've always wondered, how do they fly in the sky if they don't have wings?
Well, the thing about Christmas is the magic of imagination. It's
There you
being
go.
able to understand that there are ways that things can happen that normally shouldn't happen, couldn't happen, and there are ways that it is not even conceivable. But during this season, we have some special oats that we give them that gives them absolute flying power. Now, the sad thing is, after the 25th, coming on the dawn of the 26th, those powers cease and they go back to just walking on the earth until next Christmas.
Wow, that is cool.
That's a
That
great
is
answer.
That is cool.
Really cool.
That's a great answer. Barbara?
Yes, Santa, I've got a question for you that I'm sure a lot of kids want to know. You know, I don't know where you landed. Well, we do know where you landed. We're not going to tell everyone it's where you landed, but you know, there's only 24 hours in the December 25th, but you're international. You go worldwide. How do you make that happen?
Santa gets it done. There's a statement was made ages ago that said people do what they want to do. There's more than enough time in the day to get to every single person and get everything done that you wish to have done. We're going to be flying through, and you know, of all my 8 favorite reindeer, but I also have a 9th one that leads the way with his glowing nose that gets us faster in warp speed to get to every home and see every boy or girl, whether young or old, that they would get their Christmas gift.
Good deal, Santa.
Good answer. Thank you, Santa.
And Santa doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter. You know, we all spun up on this. If somebody is gay or if somebody is black or if somebody is white or if somebody is coming across the border, none of that matters to Santa. Am I right, Santa?
Absolutely not. All children, no matter the age, no matter the background, no matter the culture, it doesn't matter. There is joy for every boy and girl. Ever since we began on this earth, way back in modern day Turkey, coming and seeing all the children helping those who are poor, those who are in need, and those who just need joy in their lives. Santa's always been there. There's no room for discrimination, and truth be told, there should never be room for discrimination among us as well.
Good deal. Good deal.
That's good.
Let me just say to those of you in the chat, if you want to ask Santa a question, just put it in the chat and we'll get to it in the next 5 minutes or so while he's still with us. Michael, you got another question?
Yes, Santa, I'd like to know, was your father Santa Claus before you became Santa Claus? Is this a family business? How did this happen? And I mean, at one point I thought maybe you were little and then you grew up and got trained to be Santa. Tell me how that came to be.
Absolutely, little Michael. You guys had that conversation a little earlier. Before I became Santa Claus, I was Kris Kringle. And I was just a young boy trying to make a difference in the world. No, my father was not Santa Claus, but my father was a giver. My father did love and he did try to share joy wherever he went. So if there is a family tradition, that family tradition is love, joy, and giving. And so all I did was take what my father taught me, and I grew stronger in it. And hopefully my little Kris Kringle will take on the family business and make it even greater. And perhaps he won't fly on reindeer. Maybe he'll just be transported telepathically from one place to another.
Santa, I think you got people wondering this morning. So somebody said, man, these are some great answers Santa is giving. Is he a lawyer?
Santa's not a lawyer.
Santa doesn't double talk, huh?
And Santa has been to a lot of school.
I want to make sure that we shout out to Ms. Eddington, Pat Eddington over in Mobile. She's become a great friend, and we look forward. She says she looks forward to listening to us in 2024, and we look forward to talking to you in 2024, Ms. Eddington.
Awesome.
So thank you for being with us. So, Santa, I got a question about giving. Your favorite charity. I see you got the Salvation Army sign behind you. You want to take a minute and talk about it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. The Salvation Army is an organization, much like many organizations, that give to those in need. And the thing that's most great about the Salvation Army is the fact that it's an organization that most all of its dollars go back to helping somebody who's destitute, someone who's low on food, someone who can't pay bills, someone who doesn't have a place to stay or clothing to wear. They don't discriminate on where you're coming from and even what you look like when you pull up and say, you need help. We're simply trying our best to do the most good. So during this time of year, you will see me and those others who look like me ringing bells around different stores, around different corners, because we want to do our part to help somebody else. We realize that in our world, the poor will always be with us, but we also know that if they are with us, we have the wherewithal to make a difference. So let's do the most good and support the Salvation Army, especially when we're ringing that bell.
Anybody else got a question? We got two questions. One is, so are you the only Santa ever?
No, not the only Santa ever.
Okay.
Santa, the beautiful thing about Santa is Santa can be duplicated. There are others that have been cloned just like me, and they fit well in whatever culture they are in. So there are other Santas, and we all support one another.
Okay, that's great. Let's see. Antley, Antley's got a political question, Santa, and I know you don't do politics because you're for everybody. Santa wants to know who's going to be president in 2024. And
bless you. Well, Brother Antley, I do know who's going to be the president in 2024. However, if I were to tell you that, it will spoil all the fun in waiting to see what happens on election night. So we're going to just sit back and wait. And I promise you, regardless to who you think it is, that person doesn't make all the decisions. There is a higher one that is in control.
Well, Antley also says he has a Cash App and he wants to know what is your Cash App so he can make a contribution to the Salvation Army. So
awesome. We'll get it loaded up in there, but it is I'll share it in just a moment.
Okay. Any other question, Barbara, Michael?
I have another question, Santa. I'm not sure I'm at the top of the nice list. I think I have been nice all year, but just in case I didn't, I wore my Santa earrings today. I have on my Santa dress and my frosty suit. So
awesome.
Will that give me a few more points to make sure I'm at the top of the list and I get what I want for Christmas?
The easiest and best way to get what you want and need for Christmas is just simply to continue being you, to take your moment right now moving forward and commit to doing better. We all have slipped. We all have made mistakes. We all have come short. But there's still an opportunity for joy. So I love every little boy and little girl, and you're always top on my list. Merry Christmas. We have a doll waiting just for you. Merry
Thank you,
Right.
Santa.
Michael?
Santa, I'd like to know, what is your favorite Christmas song?
Wow, what is my favorite Christmas song? I have several, but probably, either talking about my ninth reindeer or Let It Snow. One of those are probably my favorite. I absolutely love them. And Hark the Herald, Angels Sing.
Okay. Well,
But
Santa,
Santa-
you have a very distinguished voice, baritone voice. I
Yes, sir.
I can hear a singer in there. Would you like to sing a few bars of one of your favorite songs for us in the audience?
Certainly, I'd love to. Absolutely love to. There's Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
All right. Thank you, Santa.
Hey, thank you, Santa.
Great. It was great. Okay, Santa, do you have anything else you want to bring up that we haven't talked about? I know you're really big on the Salvation Army, and like I said, I knew you were coming, so I've already made my contribution for this year.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We thank you for that, and we thank you for being as giving and having the heart that you would have. All I would tell anybody and want to share with anybody is our country is full of chaos right now, and we've got all types of issues, one against another, and whether it's culturally based or racially based or even socioeconomically based. But I still believe and I know within me as a Santa Claus and in me as a human being that we still have what it takes within us to share love one to another. And what better time of the year to show cheer, to show love, to give to somebody else? And yes, we know, Barbara, there are scammers out there who are trying to take advantage of our accounts. There are persons who will scandalize our names. There are other situations that can cause us problems. But still, I believe that good will always reign over evil. And I think we should step up and do that. So if we give any Christmas gift one to another, let it be covered in love. And I think that makes the difference.
It's wonderful, Santa. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yes, thank
Michael,
you, Santa.
Barbara.
I
Well,
want to see if
I'd
Santa's
just
going
like-
to sing us another song.
Sure. Yes. Well,
Yeah, certainly.
Michael, you
Are we
had another
ready?
question?
yes.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming to town. How
Yeah,
about
that was
Very
great.
good, Santa.
That was
Okay.
great.
Thank
That
you.
was great.
I think if I could share a little bit, I remember one little thing as a young person before Kris Kringle became the Santa Claus. And it was kind of as a story you told earlier, sitting wanting to see who might bring a gift or who may come to the house and who may share something beneath our Christmas tree. And I remember the rotating light against the tree as a child, glistening, and just didn't want to go to bed if I could just sleep here on this sofa and watch those lights. And even though I wanted to see who might bring something by or who might share cheer, it was something about the lights, something about the glistening that seemed to give hope, and give joy, and give excitement. And I could never get that thought out of my mind. I love to see the Christmas lights. That's my childhood memory.
Right,
That is
Santa.
cool.
I agree with you. It was I don't know. I hope that the children today have as much fun and enjoy it as much as we did. I think
Yes.
we were all for we bought into the Santa Claus and we were all for it. And I was raised Catholic, so we'd go to midnight mass sometimes and enjoy that and just the beautiful singing and stuff. And so it was a wonderful, wonderful time of the year. It really was. Anybody, you got any other comments?
I have one other question, Santa. I know that you travel the world, and when you go down to the Caribbean and places like that, what kind of uniform do you wear? Do you wear hot pants down there, or what you wear? Because it'd be kind of hot in that costume you have on now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. When I go down there in that area, I put on my Bermuda shorts and my sandals, and I have a Hawaiian shirt that I got while traveling that way, and put that on and wear my culottes. But I'm still Santa no matter where I go, and we have a great time, man, and we enjoy it. Still, happy Christmas, man.
There is a Bob Marley movie coming out that you just put me in mind of that I'm looking forward to seeing.
Awesome.
Yes.
I
Good
love
man. No woman, no cry.
There you go. There you go. Let's see, Barbara, you got anything else, Michael?
I just want to say it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure having you with us today. Thoroughly enjoyed your singing and all the joy that you brought our way into our viewers and listeners. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Michael.
And I want to say Merry Christmas to you and your family, Santa. And I hope that Mrs. Claus will have a wonderful Christmas dinner prepared for you when you get back from delivering all those toys and gifts for everybody. So make sure Mrs. Claus, tell her that the TWT team says we want to make sure she treats you right for Christmas as well. So Merry Christmas.
Oh, I surely hope so. Woo! I hope so. Looking forward. Maybe we can get that good meal. I tell you.
Yes.
What's your favorite Christmas meal?
Favorite Christmas meal? Food. So I love. I'm a vegetable guy, so I love greens, turnip greens, collard greens, mustard greens, cabbage greens. I love greens, and I love dressing, and I love a little gravy on my dressing, and I love cranberry sauce. Whip the cranberries. I like good cranberry sauce. Always, no matter what we have, field peas and black-eyed peas and good whole cake of cornbread. I want good eating, and I want to top it off at the end of the day with a slice of sweet potato pie. That makes for a good meal for me. Now, I didn't mention meat, but if you have a little baked chicken or a bone of rib or a little bit of turkey or even a little ham, I'll take it. But I really want those vegetables. That really makes it for me.
I hear you.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm hungry already.
Yes, me too.
Great. That's great. So, Santa, where are you off to today?
Well, today we're off to go and see some senior citizens, and we're going to stop by and see if we can make some of their Christmas a little bit more bright. Then a little later on, Santa will go courtside and watch a little basketball and announce hopefully the winning team, as I'll be calling for Shays Valley High School this evening.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Good for you, Santa.
Looking forward.
Anything else from anybody? It's been great. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you, and I think you put us in the Christmas mood. As if we weren't already, we certainly are now. And
Yes.
we thank you for that. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for being good little boys and girls.
We try. We try. Because we know that you see everything. And so we can't fool you and tell you we've been good when we weren't. So
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Anything else from anybody?
No.
Okay, Santa. Thank you, guys. Let's give Santa a big hand. Okay. Did we do Got a Minute already? I guess we did. Or did we not? Sean, did we do Got a Minute already? We did Got a Minute, didn't we? Okay, well, you're not answering, so I'm going to go on. All right, Hollywood's got let's see, our G-list guest today. Okay, my closing comment, or as I see it. We did not do Got a Minute, Jasmine says. So, Sean, let's do Got a Minute. If we did it once, we'll do it again, I guess. Okay.
Good morning to everyone joining in with us. My name is Shantia Jones, and this is Got a Minute. Christmas is Monday. The weather outside isn't frightful. There's no fireplace to be delightful. We can go wherever we want to go because in South Florida, we don't get any snow. You see what I did there? Now, during this holiday season, I have been able to watch A Christmas Carol, the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, an elderly miser who is visited by the ghost of his former business partner, Jacob Marley, and the spirits of Christmas past, present, and yet to come. After their visits, Scrooge is transformed into a kinder, gentler man. Written by Charles Dickens, this famous novella, we are presented with the ideas of greed, forgiveness, and tricky concepts of time, as well as themes of generosity and compassion. Best wishes to everyone this holiday season. And remember, be kind and rewind. Thank you all for joining in. My name is Shantia Jones, and this is Got a Minute.
Well, we did do it, but ain't nothing wrong with doing it twice since it's almost Christmas. So thank you again for that, Sean. So let me close out with my closing comment, or as I see it, Christmas and what it meant in our home. It was a big day. It was a wonderful day. It was a fun day. All the kids, man, back in the day, we didn't get video games. We got games you could go outside and play. And man, on Christmas Day, the streets would be full of kids just riding new bicycles and skating, and girls dressed up with cheerleader outfits or what have you, boys dressed up in their football uniforms and so on and so forth. And it was just a wonderful day. And it still is. It's Christmas is a feeling. And as we get older, it's about what you can do for others. What charity are you supporting? Give a little, and it means a lot. We try to support different organizations, Salvation Army, my old high school, John Carroll High School, food pantry that I've been supporting for the longest, the environment, and anything for children. So reach out and touch someone this Christmas and make sure they have a Christmas to remember, all right? And that's how I see it on this 19th day of December in the year 2023. And that's our show for today. I don't know what that means, Barbara. The flooring text, you'll have to tell me. And that's how I see it. And that's our show for today. I just got a text from Barbara, and Barbara, I don't know what that means, so you need to come on and tell me what that means. Or Sean, let Barbara come on and tell her let's see what she's talking about. Next week will be our Christmas break. Go ahead.
Hi, Tom. I just received a note from Santa. He shared the link for the Salvation Army.
Okay.
If anyone wants to give to that. I've given that to Sean if she wants to include it. But also, Santa says if you would like him to do another song, he can do another song for you if we have time for that.
Okay, I think we're close to the end. Let me
Okay.
let me wrap this up, and I'll get them to put the address up there. Let's go ahead and put the address for Salvation Army if you guys want to make a contribution, whomever. There it is. It's on the screen. Let's be good, and let's be Santa ourselves, and make contribution to. As Santa says, he says of all the charities he's dealt with, he said this one is where he feels the majority of the money goes to help people. And so we will, let's look forward to being a part of that and giving to the Salvation Army. So reach out and touch someone this Christmas. Make sure that they have a Christmas to remember. I was out of town last week, and I walked out of the hotel, and this guy flagged me down, and he wanted, some money, and we stood there and had a conversation. He gave me his story, and it's not much different from a lot of the stories you get from people who are in need. And I had a little money in my pocket, so I gave it to him, and he was very appreciative, gave me a big smile, and I felt better. I felt better about who I am and what I do. So reach out and touch someone this Christmas and make sure that they have a Christmas, that you give them a Christmas to remember. And that's how I see it this 19th day of December in the year of 2023. And that's our show for today. Now, next week, we will take our Christmas break. We'll be back in the new year. On January the 2nd, we will wrap up our 2023, the best in show of the highlights of the 2023 show. Thank the audience. We appreciate you. Thank our G-list guests, Santa and Nathaniel Russell. Nathaniel Rutledge. We enjoy you, man. You're great. Thank our sponsor, Best Girl. Thanks again to the TWT team, Barbara, Sean, Emily, Michael, and Joyce. And that's it for this December 19th. Remember, a day without a smile is a day wasted. If you got an extra one, give it to someone today. Make them feel better. Enjoy yourself. Make every day count. Stay safe. Peace.